Woo! Man, that game last night, oh man, it was a lot of stories and a lot of things that I took away from that game, and I wanted to highlight them today in this, I guess you'll call it the recap of Game 3 of the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat. But before I get into it, man, if you love NBA content, or you a Heat fan or a Miami Heat fan, man, leave a like on the channel, man, and subscribe to the channel, as it helps out the channel, get into the algorithm and get out to more people who just, love NBA content, man. So it's simple. I want them crazy. Just this. but I'm gonna get into it, man. So, man, this game, where did you even start? I think about how the Heat stormed out to a 26-point lead over the Celtics, which was crazy. That was ridiculous. The Heat came out just guns blazing, and as we know, the Celtics, crept back into it, but at the end, they couldn't get it done to get over the hump. But over that game, man, I took away some interesting things, and for number one, injuries in that game took center stage. It's unfortunately been impossible to talk about the postseason in general, and with this series in particular, without discussing injuries. Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Derek White, Robert Williams, have all missed a game in the series for the Celtics, while Lowry did not play in the first two games for the Heat. The problem only got worse on Saturday as Smart, Jason Tatum, and Jimmy Butler all made their way to the locker room at various points. Most notably, Butler did not play in the second half due to new inflammation. He could be okay moving forward. However, the Heat head coach, he said he won't need an MRI, and per USA Today, Butler won't miss any more time. Now, Smart and Tatum returned to the game, despite the fact that their injuries seemed more severe for me personally. Early in the second quarter, Smart suffered a nasty-looking ankle sprain that was made worse when Lowry, it seemed like he rolled over his leg. Now later on, Tatum got a stinger doing a scramble for a loose ball and stayed down for a few minutes. And he was in serious pain, man. Following the game, Ime Udoka said Smart and Tatum should both be good going forward. So I'm guessing that's a good sign if you're a Celtics fan. I'm pretty sure that's a good sign. Now, also too, man, I don't know about y'all, but Adebayo showed up. And he showed out. He made his third straight all-defensive team appearance this season, and would have been an all-star if you think about it, and potentially even the defensive player of the year. He didn't miss an extended stretch without the injury. Now, in the first two games of the series, though, he was largely invisible, finishing with a total of 16 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. But something changed, man, in the last night's game. Adebayo came out like a man on a mission. He was demanding the ball early and often, hitting an array of mid-range jumpers and shots around the rim. You Celtics, that's something I guess you got to be a little concerned about, because Adebayo showing a little more confidence out there. He nearly matched his total from the first two games in the first quarter of this one. As he had 12 points to help the Heat build an early double-digit lead. Late in the game, with Butler out of commission, he stepped up again. He scored 8 points in the fourth quarter to hold the Celtics, comeback attempt, including a stunning off-balance jumper to beat the shot clock. And at the final buzzer, as it was all said and done, Bayou had 31 points, 10 boards, 6 assists, and 4 steals. And honestly, for me, his best performance of the entire postseason. The Heat are going to need a Bayou playing like this if they want to finish the job against the Celtics, especially if Butler isn't 100%. That's something. If you the Heat, you kind of, tell them, Bam, that if he does this, it really even puts them, more over the top against this, Celtics teams who's looking, and dealing with some injuries and things like that of that nature. Now, Lowry also made an impact in his return. Kyle Lowry had not played since Game 4 of the Heat's second round series with the Sixers due to a hamstring injury. And there was no clear timeline for when he might get back, and it turned out he was ready for Game 3. He returned, perfect time for the Heat. Now, Lowry is far from his peak, but he's still a vital part of the Heat team. This was a prototypical Lowry performance, as his stats weren't that impressive. 11 points. I think he had like a board, 66 4 steals on 4 for 11 shooting. But he finished plus, minus 10, came up with timely plays and got the Heat under control. Case in point was his steal with 48 seconds remaining, if you guys remember. While the rest of the Heat, retreated after a made free throw. Lowry came flying into a steal, a lazy inbound pass from Grant Williams, then found Max Strus for a layup that ended any hope the Celtics had. It just goes to show, man, the Heat are just better when Lowry's on the floor. Like what he provides, his leadership, his ability, to calm down the Heat when the Heat are starting to look, they might, unravel a little bit. You have Lowry there, the calming force to calm things like that down. And I'm not gonna lie, man, the Celtics only have themselves to blame for losing this game, man. The Heat were terrific, as to start the game and deserve a lot of credit for how they started and then managed to hang on down the stretch without Jimmy Butler. That being said, the Celtics could have and probably should have won this game. Like I just keep on popping in my head how they should have had this one. They shot 16 more free throws. Butler didn't play in the second half, and they had the deficit down to 1. But they couldn't get it done, and they only have themselves to blame. Once again, the biggest issues are the turnovers and the careless play. They were not focused nor ready to match the Heat intensity to start the game, which should never happen at home in the Eastern Conference Finals. And while they eventually got back into the game, they never truly settled down. They had a whopping 23 turnovers, including 13 from Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the most those two have ever combined for in the game together. He took advantage in a major way, scoring 33 points. And it was over for them. Going forward, man, if you the Celtics, man, you got to get your turnovers under control, man. And for me, you got to start a little stronger. Like, you got to, at the beginning of the game, game 4, you got to come out and throw that first punch. Which I wouldn't be surprised if the Celtics do come out, which I think they probably will do that. Come out the game 4 and throw out the first punch and lower their turnovers. And, you win the game. Simple. You win the game. Because the fact that they was able to come back from that 20-point deficit shows that this team is capable of winning, and possibly beating this team. But hey, man, if you're a Celtics fan or Heat fan, man, leave in the comments how you feel about the series. Like, where's your mindset going into game 4? What are things you looking forward to, or keeping your eye on, in game 4? Leave that all in the comments, man. And like I said at the beginning, man, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, helps me get into the algorithms, and get out to more people like you guys. So, yeah, that's pretty much gonna be for me. Yeah.